What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video, and today we're taking a look at, yes, another Silver Surfer deck. I can't help myself. This card is just way too much fun, and I got the cool Season Pass variant. I'm sorry, this card is just so much fun. I love playing with this card. But anyways, this is a Silver Surfer Mr. Negative deck, actually. So before, in one of my previous videos, I did say I was experimenting with the Mr. Negative deck, but I feel like I didn't have all the right pieces to really put it together. Well, I feel like I can finally put it together for the most part. I think the one card I'm missing that can really take this deck to the next level is Bast, which is a Series 4, Series 5 card, one of the newer ones, which sets the power of all cards in your hand to 3. So a very strong card in this deck. Unfortunately, I do not have it. But without it, it's still pretty strong. I still really enjoy playing this deck. So let's go ahead and walk through the deck real quick. So starting off with this deck, there are 3 key cards. The first one, of course, is going to be Silver Surfer, which is going to buff all our other 3-cost cards. The next one is going to be Brood. Brood is kind of the MVP of this deck, and really the MVP of any Silver Surfer deck, because Brood is 3 energy, 2 power. On reveal, spawn 2 Broodlings to this location with the same power. So essentially 3 cost bodies on board that all get buffed by Silver Surfer. So very, very strong card with Silver Surfer, and very well with Mr. Negative also, since Brood has 2 power and 3 energy. Once that gets flipped with Mr. Negative, it becomes 2 energy, 3 power. So very, very strong in this list. And the last key card is Sera. Sera really just kind of ties together the whole package. She's 5 energy, 4 power. Ongoing cards in your hand cost 1 less. So that allows us to play 3 cost cards on turn 6, because they're all going to cost 2 instead of 3. So a very, very strong card in this list as well. Those are the 3 key cards. For those, you don't really have any replacements for those, to be honest with you. So if you don't have Sera or Brood, I'm sorry. But that's just kind of how it is. But however, if you don't have those cards, I do have a couple of budget Silver Surfer decks with just Series 1 and Series 2 cards. I'll go ahead and leave a link down to that video in the description if you're interested in that. It still works well if you're Series 1, Series 2, and I was even playing it like at my current collection level, like 1900. So it's still decent, but to be honest, it's not going to be as strong as this deck with the Brood and Sera package. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over the rest of the cards here. And now we have Psylocke. Psylocke is 2 energy, 1 power. On reveal next turn, you get +1 energy. Psylocke is really here just so we can go ahead and ramp into Mr. Negative a turn earlier. Sometimes I play her on turn 3 to ramp into Sera earlier as well. If you don't have Psylocke, you can go ahead and replace her with probably Angela or Forge. So Forge, on reveal, give the next card you play +2 power. Forge actually works very well with Brood, because the buff he gives to Brood will also buff the Broodlings he spawns as well. So if you don't have Psylocke, I'd put in Angela or Forge. And then we have Goose. Goose is 2 energy, 2 power. Ongoing, nobody can play cards that cost 4, 5, or 6 at this location. So Goose just makes a lot of sense in this deck, since the only cards we run that are above 3 are Mr. Negative, Iron Man, and Sera. So Goose is just really good at locking down locations from our opponent from playing really high cost cards there. And again, if you don't have Goose, again, I would sub in Angela or Forge. Then we have Ironheart. Ironheart's just a good value 3 cost card. And then we have Mystique. Mystique is 3 energy for 0 power, so goes really well with Mr. Negative. Also gets buffed by Surfer. On reveal, if the last card he played has an ongoing ability, this card gains it. So our ideal target for Mystique would be to copy Iron Man. However, if we don't draw our Iron Man, the secondary target would be Mr. Fantastic to copy. Then we have Silver Surfer, which is going to buff all our 3 cost cards by +3 power. Bishop, 3 energy, 1 power. Again, following the theme here, all these cards have low power, so they all work well in the Mr. Negative deck. When you play a card, this gains +1 power, and we usually like to dump our hand in the last couple of turns, so Bishop can get really big in this deck. Then Wolfsbane, 3 energy, 1 power, on reveal +2 power for each other card you have here. So a potential to get to become 7 power, even more if she gets flipped with Mr. Negative, but really easy to get the full value out of this ability in combination with Brood. And then, of course, Brood, and then Mr. Fantastic, 3 energy, 2 power. Ongoing, adjacent locations have +2 power. So just a solid card as well. This is a 3 cost. And then Mr. Negative, another key card in the deck. Is going to swap the power and cost of all cards. Iron Man, when he gets flipped by Mr. Negative, he's going to be 0 cost 5 power, which is just absolutely absurd. And like I mentioned, you want to copy him with Mystique. And then, of course, we have Sera. So, again, going over the substitutions real quick. Psylocke and Goose, if you don't have those, you can play Angela and Forge. And then Mystique. Mystique is kind of unique. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but it did. Mystique is kind of unique. So she's kind of hard to replace, but if you don't have Mystique, you can just play another 3-cost card. Maybe like Rogue. Rogue is a good tech card. She's 3 energy, 1 power. So if she gets flipped by Mr. Negative, she'll be 1 energy, 3 power. Rogue is a good pick. You could also do Punisher. Punisher is not bad. Punisher will benefit from Silver Surfer and Mr. Negative as well. Maybe even Morph. As you can see, I don't play Morph like really at all. But if you want to play Morph, this might be like the ideal deck for him, because he's 3 energy, so he gets buffed by Surfer, but he's also 0 power. So once you flip him with Mr. Negative, he's essentially a free card, but his effect is random, right? So become a copy of a random card in your opponent's hand. So this one might not be so much of a solid recommendation, but if you like him, you know, throw him in and see what happens, to be honest. But that is the deck. I've been playing this one lately. I've been kind of stuck in the rank 80s. I've been kind of hard stuck. I think right now at the time of recording I'm rank 83. Yeah, I've been bouncing around between like 80 to 85, but so far this has been performing pretty well for me. So let's go ahead and get into a couple games. Oh, and actually one more thing I want to mention real quick. So a lot of people right now are playing Leader and Leech in the meta. Now Leech does kind of hurt us a bit because we really rely on dumping our hand on turn 6 with all our cards' abilities, especially Silver Surfer, which is the big payoff. You can still maybe beat a Leech deck if you get hit with Leech on turn 5. It's kind of hard. I've done it, but it is kind of hard. Leader actually isn't that much of a problem with this deck because he's going to copy. I mean, usually we play Silver Surfer and then 2 other cards if we have Sera on board, or 1 other card if we don't. So usually we'll play like Silver Surfer and a couple other cards, and usually we can handle Leader because if they copy our Silver Surfer, they're not going to have a lot of 3 costs on the board most likely, while we do. So we will get a lot of value from Silver Surfer while they will not. So Leader we can handle fine. Leech is a bit of hit or miss, but I haven't seen them as much in the meta lately as I have the past few days. So I think this deck has been able to run a little bit more loose, if you know what I mean. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the games. All right, so starting off with this game, we don't run any 1-cost cards in our deck actually. So really we never have a play on turn 1 unless we get something like Elysium. Now here we got Psylocke and Goose. I could play Psylocke, but I don't have Mr. Negative in hand, and I'm not sure if I'm going to draw him next turn. So I might just drop Goose on the left lane, and then with the Miniaturized Lab, on turns 3, 4, 5, no cards can be added here, so that's really kind of going to limit our opponent to play their big cards in this right lane. So I think I like that play, actually. And the Bifrost, even though it says move cards 1 location to the right, cards can't be added, so they can't even move in here. So now we draw a Rock, which is not great. We have Wolfsbane, Ironheart, Psylocke, and a Rock. I don't know if I want to play this Rock, to be honest. I could. I could to potentially play Ironheart next turn to get the buff, but board space is very important with this deck since Brood is 3 bodies on board. I'm just gonna throw down Psylocke and hope we get Sera or Mr. Negative. Yeah, he's gonna throw Ironheart on nothing. I'm actually just gonna snap because that is a very unfortunate play for them. So now we have 5 energy. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop Iron Man then. Okay, they're gonna retreat. They're gonna go ahead and retreat. So yeah, we really limited them on what they could play with Goose. Goose is just a really, really good card in this deck. But that was a short one, so let's play some more. All right, so in our hand, we got the Goose, Mystique, Sera, and Mr. Fantastic. The Nexus. Ooh, actually, I think Goose is going to be really good to drop on Nexus because they're not going to be able to play any big cards there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Lizard. Lizard is fine. We're going to put a lot of cards in this location anyways, so we should be able to activate his negative ability. We'll go ahead and drop Mr. Fantastic in the middle. Scorpion. Oh, that kind of hurts us. Actually really hurts my Iron Man. We got Sera. We just need a Mr. Negative. Psylocke. Psylocke doesn't really do a whole lot for us. Because we're just going to play Sera next turn anyways. I could play Mystique on Mr. Fantastic to get to double the ongoing ability. But the problem with that is that's a -1 to the Nexus, which I don't think it's worth it to do that. I play Wolfsbane here, but that's only +4. I guess we can play Wolfsbane. It's not ideal, but if we draw Surfer, it gets buffed. That's what we really want. Okay, we get Bishop. Bishop would have been good last turn. Yeah, our hand is not very good here. Can't play Sera in the middle because of Goose. That's fine. Let's go ahead and play her on the right. A Leech. Now we got hit with the Leech. That is not good. But if we draw Surfer... Okay, Ironheart. Ironheart is... Oh, man. Ironheart's not great. Ironheart is not great. This is probably like... Oh, man. This is bad. But the good news is we put a card here. Lizard goes down by 3. So what we can do is we'll play Ironheart. We'll play Ironheart over here, so it'll buff up at least some of these, at least 1 or 2 of these cards, hopefully. Then we can do, man, all these cards just have no ability now. I guess Bishop and Psylocke. I mean, that's it. These cards have -1 and no ability, so let's just see what happens, I guess. Or, okay, well, let's see what Ironheart hits. Ironheart with the clutch. Oh man, Ironheart with the clutch. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what I meant by you can beat Leech, but it's kind of difficult to do. Like, we barely won there. We won this location by 2 points, and we got we got kind of lucky there. But if we drew Silver Surfer, we would have won for sure. But yeah, kind of bad draws there. We didn't even draw Mr. Negative or Surfer, but we still won. So yeah, that's good. All right, we're starting off with Hell's Kitchen in this game. We don't have any 1-drops in our deck, unfortunately. This is where Bast would come in handy if we had them. Now we could drop Goose here. They're probably not going to be wanting to play cards in here, and I don't know what this location is yet. We have Bishop in our hand and Mr. Fantastic to play next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and play Goose on the left. There is an Angela. Kiln. Okay, so that's actually really good for us because they can't play cards after turn 4. Machine World, they probably don't really want to give me cards. So, and then Goose is preventing them from playing big cards here. So they're kind of limited to what they can do. I'm going to go ahead and play Bishop because Bishop can still grow after this lane closes. So Bishop is a good card here. And they play Bishop as well with this nice little chess variant. Now here, I might just want to play Brood actually. Brood, make sure we fill up this lane, and then we get Surfer. I mean, we just win this lane. I could play Mr. Fantastic, but I don't really want to give him a copy, right? Mystique doesn't have anything to copy right now. Wolfsbane doesn't get full value. Ironheart doesn't get full value. So I'm going to go ahead and play Brood on the right then. And it looks like a Mysterio's coming down. But which one is the real one? Oh, so I get a clone from that, actually. That's kind of funny. Oh, and he played a lizard? Oops, sorry, bud. That's going to a 2-point lizard. Oh, and we get the Sera. That is beautiful. So we can only play Sera in the middle because of Goose. That's fine if we give him a Sera, though, because next turn is the last turn anyways, so it doesn't really matter. He's gonna snap on me. I think I'm feeling confident. I'm gonna snap back. I'm gonna snap back on you, Novi. Reason I didn't snap earlier was because, you know, ideally you'd like to have Mr. Negative on 4, Sera on 5. He's just gonna retreat. What? So he was bluffing me. This dude just snapped just to bluff me. This dude. Okay, well, yeah, we probably would have won that. I mean, we play Sera, and then we play, like, I don't know, we could play, like, Mr. Fantastic, Mystique on a Wolfsbane, or get Surfer. That would have been good, but okay. On to the next one. This deck is very strong. It just feels kind of bad when you don't draw Surfer or Mr. Negative or Sera. You can still win without those cards, but it is a little bit more difficult. Now here, oh, we got the yin and yang. Ongoing effects are doubled. Ongoing effects are disabled. So that really stinks for our Mr. Fantastic there. I guess we'll go ahead and just play Goose on the left then. He has something like a Blue Marvel Onslaught. He won't be able to play him here, which is good. I'm not confident that we can, like, keep the tempo to, like, win this by turn 4, because we usually rely, like, on a big turn 6 play, so I'm just going to play Bishop in the left. Maybe I should snap, actually, because Sera on Onslaught Citadel is going to be, like, insane. Oh, Iron Man? Okay, yeah, we're going to snap. Yeah, we're going to snap. Let's go ahead. Okay, he's just going to quit. Oh, my God. Why is everyone retreating? I'm trying to record a good game here, man. Okay, let's get a good game to record. All right, next game, we got Silver Surfer in our hand, which is nice. I'll go ahead and drop Goose in the middle in case he is playing, like, any ongoing cards. Bucky Barnes, so it looks like a Destroy deck. Hell's Kitchen, we don't run any 1-cost cards in our deck, so we will go ahead and throw down Bishop. Let's throw him in the right lane. We have the Iron Man Mystique combo, but we don't have Surfer or Negative, though. I mean, Sera or Mr. Negative. Yondu's gonna hit my Mr. Fantastic. That really sucks because Mr. Fantastic in the middle, ongoing effects are double. That would have been really good. Let's actually go Mr. Negative in the left, right? Destroy all cards controlled by the player losing. So Mr. Negative is 1 power. We kind of want him to get destroyed anyways. Let's play Mr. Negative in the left. Hopefully we draw Sera or some more 3-cost cards. Carnage, Yondu, Nova is going to eat those. I think I'm going to snap. Ooh, and we got Brood. Your boy Brood. So, play Brood. I could play Iron Man. I could play Iron Man and then next turn copy with Mystique. And then do like Brood Surfer. That might actually be really good. Or I could do like Brood Psylocke, but getting +1 energy next turn. Does that really do a lot for me? I don't know. I guess I'm gonna do Iron Man then. That way we'll do Iron Man here, and then we can play Mystique in the middle lane, and then the effect will be doubled. So let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, wave. Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on. Oh, and we draw the Sera, but on the last turn, man. On the last turn. So he's just gonna drop death, right? He's just gonna drop death. Is there a way we can win this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think there is. We play Brood. Brood is 9 points, but we can't even play Brood in here because actually can't play anything on the Goose lane because all our cards cost 4 now. So yeah, Wave is very bad for our deck. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat then because that is just unfortunate. We definitely lose to death there. So yeah, that sucks. That's kind of one of the weaknesses of the deck is Wave. Now maybe actually if we had Sera on the board, it wouldn't be that bad because then all our cards would just cost 3 and we could play 2 cards. So if we had Sera on board before, we probably maybe still could have won that. If we play like Mystique in the middle, copy Iron Man, and then play Surfer, we potentially could have won that way. But yeah, that kind of screwed us over. Next game, we got the Danger Room for our first location, which is nice because we could play Mr. Negative in there. I got Onslaught Citadel again. I feel like I keep getting this location. Like, it's the new hot location for the day or what? We'll go ahead and play Goose there. We got a pretty nice curve here. We could play Goose in the middle, Mr. Fantastic in the middle. He's going to get the double effect from that. And then Mr. Negative on the left. Could throw him in that lane since we don't really care about that. There's the Kiln. Now that kind of makes things a little bit different. Mr. Fantastic is going to put 4 points in there, which is good. But that makes things a little bit awkward for us now. Maybe you play like Storm, Deathlock, and that's another destroy deck. Oh man, this is, you know what? This might be a rare situation in where I don't play Mr. Negative because I think we actually copy Mr. Fantastic with Mystique to get more power on both these sides. Yeah, I think this is like a very rare scenario where we actually don't want to play Mr. Negative. I mean, maybe we could play him next turn, but it's kind of late. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. We're gonna have 8 points here. Killmonger's gonna kill nothing. Squirrel Girl. So he beats us out by 1 point on that lane. That is unfortunate. Ooh boy. Ooh boy. This is a rough spot. This is a rough spot. Oh, we can't play our Sera here because of the Goose. Maybe I should have thought about that. Yeah, perhaps I should have thought about that. I could play Sera on the left, but again, there's a chance she just dies. Could play Mr. Negative, but I'm only going to draw 1 card next turn, so what am I flipping, right? Oh, man. I guess let's drop Sera and hope she doesn't die. That's really all I can hope for right now. Come on. Okay, she's alive. Okay, so we get hit with the wave again. So it's going to be Death Wave, right? But our Sera's stuck, which means we can play Ironheart. I can play Ironheart here. And we can play Silver Surfer here. If Silver Surfer dies, we don't care if he dies. We might still be able to win this one. Oh, actually, hold the phone. Hold the phone. What if we play Iron Man? Iron Man, ongoing effects are doubled. Ongoing effects are doubled. And then we play Surfer? Or should we play Ironheart to potentially buff up Sera if he drops death in this lane? I think Surfer, right? Just to guarantee we hit these guys. Or Ironheart. Ooh, that's kind of tough. But I don't think he's going to drop death in the left. I think he's going to drop death in the middle. So let's play Surfer and Iron Man. Oh boy, okay. So he plays something in the left. He plays something there. Surfer, Iron Man, She-Hulk, Leader, Iron Man. Oh my... I hate that card. I hate this card. Are you kidding me, man? That's all I'm going to say on that, man. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, next turn. No play on turn 1. And now we got nothing to play on 2. Hopefully this location doesn't screw me. Every time I get this location, it bugs the game out, I swear. I don't know why, but it always does. Let's go ahead and drop our Bishop. Let's play him on the right lane to get the buff from Stark Tower. And please, please don't break my game. Windjet and Collector. Okay, thank God. It did the animation like it should. Got Mr. Negative, which I like. I like that. Now, let's play Mr. Negative in the middle. And then we could probably fill this up with Brood. That way they can get the buff. Unless maybe we draw Sera. We get Mystique. Got hit with Mr. Negative, which is very nice, but no ongoing cards at the moment. We'll go ahead and play Brood in this lane. That way they all receive the buff from the location. A Collector, Moon Girl, Quinjet, so probably some sort of Devil Dino deck, maybe even She-Hulk. Alright, so we got a Nick Fury. Okay, don't really see a lot of Nick Fury going on. And an Agent 13, and a nice Chibi variant. So he's got a lot of power in this lane. That Collector's putting in work over there. We got a pretty decent hand. The only problem is Mystique has nothing to copy, which that really sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. But essentially, she's still a free body that we can play. Now, how do we want to play this? So Surfer is gonna buff Brood and all the Broodlings. And Bishop, actually. So that's what? 3 times 4. That's plus 12. So that's actually just going to take over this lane. I don't know. Maybe we just abandon the... well, maybe not abandon the Mr. Negative lane, actually. Because we get more value with Wolfsbane that way. Oh, boy. We're running out of time. So I think we're just going to have to do it like that. I think we could still win this. Okay, Good Carnage. That's very odd. And Nick Fury again? Bro, what kind of finisher is that? Playing a bot? So, I mean, I think we just win the game because of Bishop buff and the Silver Surfer buff and Silver Surfer in the left lane. So I guess we just win. Actually ended up winning all 3 lanes. Okay, so that was a good game to end on, but my opponent was playing a very weird deck. You would expect some sort of payoff, like with a Devil Dinosaur or a She-Hulk maybe, but nothing. Weird. Okay, well anyways, that was the last game for today. Alright, so that was the deck and the gameplay. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. We're over 300 subscribers now. We are on the way to 400. Ideally, my goal is 1,000. but I would like to, you know, take it one step at a time. So right now, let's try and get to 400. Let's try and get to 400. I'm gonna try and put out more Marvel Snap content. I'm gonna try and just kind of try and diversify a little bit, you know, deck guys, maybe just general tips, things like that, things I want to see from the future in the card game. And yeah, thank you for watching so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.